positivity, motivation, never settle for average. I send my blessings to those out in California dealing with these fires. It's, man, it's a sad situation that something like this that maybe could have been better prepared, but now that's all in retrospect, dealing with what's happening right now. And the leadership of the state of California, man, when they had the recall, they should have got rid of this guy during the recall. This is what he had to say about the fires.
What is the situation with the water? Obviously, in Palisades, ran out last night in the hydrants. I was trying the firefighter on this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean, just when you have a system that's not dissimilar to what we've seen in other extraordinarily large-scale fires, whether it be pipe, electricity, or whether it just be the complete overwhelm of the system. I mean, those hydrants are typical for 2 or 3 fires, maybe 1 fire. You have something at this scale, but again, that's got to be determined by the local.
So Newsom said that the local people are going to have to figure it out. This is the leader of California. This is the guy who spends all the money, the 8th largest economy in the world, billions of dollars. They want to set up all electric grids, but they can't figure out how to put up fires. They can't even get the electric companies to cut back the old dead greenery so that this could possibly prevent it. And then you see throughout a lot of the filming where there's electrical boxes sparking from the wind. How does that make sense? It said right here, and this is what Donald Trump said about Gavin Newsom. He refused to sign the water restoration declaration put before him that would have allowed millions of gallons of water from excess rain and snow melt from the north to flow daily into many parts of California, including the areas that are currently being burning in a virtually apocalyptic way. He wanted to protect an essentially worthless fish called a smelt by giving it less water. It didn't work, but didn't care about the people of California. The smelt, man, one of the reasons I got from out of there. I mean, I don't wish this on anybody. It doesn't matter that it's in a nice area or it's in a poor area. It doesn't matter. People should not have to deal with situations like this when they pay into the tax system. And you're talking about basically first responders and being able to get service in times of need. They said they had over, 15-20 million in cuts to the fire department. So a lot of inspections for the fire hydrants were overlooked. And then you got somebody bragging about DEI, and that's the most important thing, the first LGBTQ fire chief. What does that have to do with being a fire? Just be a person. Nobody cares. Just keep the community dry. Be able to protect the community. And that's what happens when you put emphasis on all this other stuff, all these cuts, and besides the crime, besides the homelessness, now you have an out of control fire. And it's just like, how does every time a crazy wind come through California, somehow there's happened to be a fire? The Paradise fires, that was all based on, electric. I think that was related to electrical, if I'm not mistaken. The grid, wind blowing, causing the grid to, spark flashes and create a fire. Now you have it here in Pacific Palisades. Malibu, and they said there's fires in Hollywood Hills, Studio City. Man, it's just sad, man, how just in every way California's being hit. And some people are like, oh, who cares? I don't live there, blah, blah, blah. No, wouldn't like to see this happen anywhere. I didn't like to see it happen in Hawaii. I didn't like the situation in North Carolina. I feel for people, people are people, man. And in spite of who they've elected in the office, it doesn't mean they deserve this. They don't deserve public service. They don't deserve to have water. I mean, you're right by the Pacific Ocean. They can't get water? All that technology, and they can put stuff underground and build tunnels. They can't get running water? How does that make sense? How does it make sense? It makes no sense. And you're talking about you want to implement all this other stuff, and you're putting all these other policies. You can't. The crime is out of control. You lost billions of dollars, and you have 1/3 of the homeless population is in California, and then you got this. Man, I don't know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think, man. I've frequented a lot of the spots that are on fire. It's just sad, man. And I feel for the people, like I said, out there. Nobody deserves to have their house burned to the ground, to lose loved ones in a fire, to have to, deal with just the evacuation. It's just sad, man. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. It doesn't matter if you stayed in California, if you lived there, if you voted a certain way. It doesn't matter. That stuff doesn't matter. What matters is that something like this should have been prevented, should have been better prepared with all the money and resources. Why didn't they cut back the brush? Why didn't they have these systems put in play? Why didn't they take care of the old electric grid out there that they had? Why wasn't this stuff addressed long time ago? All that money, billions of dollars, billions, federal funding. California has all that money, and then when it happens, it's like, oh well, we should have, could have, would have, but they didn't. And now look at it, man. It's horrible, man. I hope that they get it contained soon. Man, I just feel for you guys. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And subscribe, share the channel. Visit BigHerc916.com to pick up a limited edition GTA poster signed by me for $10, or with your purchase of a Wig Splitter Porsche t-shirt, I'll throw in a free poster signed by me for you. Don't forget to stop by the BigHerc916 store and pick up a sticker for your car, or a patch, or a sticker for your laptop, or maybe a beanie, or read one of the many books that BigHerc916 has authored. You know how we do it.